Hey guys, welcome to the next guide in our beginner's course. Today we're talking about something that I think, and a lot of other people think, are one of the most, if not the most important thing in Valorant, and that is crosshair placement. So what is crosshair placement? Well, it's first off, it's something that people talk about quite a bit, and what it is that it's keeping your crosshair placed where you think the enemy's head is going to be. And this is important because when you're trying to kill somebody, you don't want your crosshair here, right, as you're walking into B main. You want to have it where their head's going to be, because if somebody's holding this angle from here and you're turning the corner like this, you don't want to have to make that flick up to their head. It's very unreliable and you're probably going to die. So what you want to do instead is if you're taking B main, you want to expect somebody to be there, so you kill them. So your crosshair is going to be right here, so you can shoot them. You know what I mean? So like you're walking up, you swing, you clear this angle, you clear this angle. You always want to keep in mind, keep in the back of your mind, my crosshair needs to be where the enemy's head could be. So if I'm peeking market, their head should be about there. If I'm peeking CT, their head should be about there. Stairs, right here. Things get a little tricky though when it comes to inclines and declines. So like this is about head level, you know, or this is about head level. But if they peek me from, if they're running out market, I might want to keep my crosshair up here. So like if somebody swings me close, this might be a little high, or it might be a body shot, maybe too low. I can't tell. But if they're swinging off a market, this would be the ideal spot to keep your crosshair. And yeah, that's essentially what crosshair placement is. A good way to judge whether or not you're at head level. Some items in Valorant are about head level. So in case you didn't know, Valorant's cameras are like in your character's neck. So like this is my neck. This would be like my head right here. So like if I'm peeking B main, just under the box is probably good enough. So like if I'm holding this, this is about headshot level, and this is about lines up with the box. There's a stripe. Let me show you an A main. Like this wall right here, it goes all the way down that way, a little below the line. This is about headshot level. So somebody swings. Maybe a little lower, maybe like right here. It's like headshot level. Then you got like this box. You have a pretty good idea of like where their head's going to be. So using your environment around you to sort of like keep in mind what the headshot level should be. Like this box, I know for a fact is like headshot level. So if somebody swings around this box, they're right there. And like I said, the reason why this is important is because every micro flick, every little decision that you make matters. So like if you're holding this angle, right, and somebody swings from like here, you're holding this, you have to like move your mouse from here to here. Hopefully it's on their head, and you still have to click. You have to do that all before the enemy has to do this, and you're standing right there, like you're standing down here, and you're dead. So that's why crosshair placement is so important, and without it, you're not going to rank up very far. And honestly, good crosshair placement could honestly bring you, could boost you pretty far in ranks. Like it can get you out of like silver, gold, if with really good crosshair placement. So how do you practice it? Well, you can go into a custom game and you could like practice clearing out different angles. So let's say, for example, I'm peeking A main, right? So like I'll clear this angle first, and then I'll clear this angle, right? Nobody's there. Then I clear up here. Maybe dice first, right? Maybe I clear here, and then maybe I clear there, and then maybe I clear there, and maybe I clear there, maybe I clear there. All my crosshairs are constantly at headshot level, and I'm making sure if somebody were to swing me, they're gonna be right in the middle of my crosshair. Their head is going to be at least, right? So also when you're entering on the site, you want to make sure that while you're running here, you want to keep your crosshair somewhere where they could be. Let's say, for example, Sova recon arrowed, and it cleared all of the site. We know nobody's on site. Your crosshair wants to be aimed at heaven. So if somebody does swing, you could stop and shoot them. Stop and shoot them. Your crosshair's already there, and it's right on their head. So you don't have to make like some crazy flick, because yes, while flicks are really cool, they don't usually need to happen unless you're like trying to clutch or something, right? I think that's a good basic fundamental understanding of crosshair placement. Like I said, if you want to practice it, go into a custom game like I am now and do what I'm doing, then you could take that over into a death match. And then while you're in a death match, you just want to keep thinking to yourself, where should my crosshair be? Where should my crosshair be? Where should my crosshair be? And then from there, you'll learn. You'll learn that, oh, I was holding too high. Oh, I was holding too low. So then by the time you practice this a bunch, it'll start becoming muscle memory, and you won't have to think about where your crosshair needs to be. It'll just be there as it should be, if that makes sense. You'll get better crosshair placement, and you'll get a better understanding and feel for angles the more you play the game. So that's really important too. So yeah, just do that. Do what I said. Hopefully you guys learned more about crosshair placement now. You hear people talk about it all the time, but yes, it is very important, and I think that is the first thing that you should do when picking up Valorant. So hope you learned something from this, and we'll see you in the next guide. Understanding and feel for angles the more you play the game. So that's really important too. So yeah, just do that. Do what I said. Hopefully you guys learned more about crosshair placement now. You hear people talk about it all the time, but yes, it is very important, and I think that is the first thing that you should do when picking up Valorant. So hope you learned something from this, and we'll see you in the next guide.